Another element of the book distribution process is reading the books. Because if you're going to present something in the books, you should know something it says. Ideally, that's probably a good idea, just in case they ask you any questions, which is generally not the case, because people in Kali Yuga are becoming a little dull-headed.
So I have a question. Yesterday we happened to give a book to somebody who was interested. We were doing Kirtan in a park yesterday. So one gentleman came and started listening to our Kirtan. So he got interested. So luckily we had Bhagavad Gita in our car, so we gave him. But we didn't take any donation, or we didn't ask for it. So what should be your take? Should we really ask for donation or just give?
Okay, yeah, we can try to get into that a little later. Definitely, asking for a donation is good because it's good for them. It is not for you, because Lakshmi belongs to Narayana. This is a joke, so don't take this too seriously, what I'm about to say. But many times when we're on book distribution, the devotees, if someone says we have no money, then the devotees, we have a joke, no Lakshmi, no Narayana, because the book is Narayana. So they have to give the Lakshmi for Narayana. So we say no Lakshmi, no Narayana. That's not the mentality though, as such. It's an individual cases type of thing. Sometimes persons are very interested, they don't have any book distributor by his own discretion may give. But sometimes they are not interested, and maybe even a little bit arrogant or something, and they don't have, you say, okay, I'll take it. So it's an individual cases like that. So then we should read them. Another point is that we should be practicing them, just in case they ask us anything about the practice. Then, that would be an important aspect. And then, of course, there's the distribution of the books themselves. Reading them, of course, is a distribution of itself, and then execution of the conclusion of the books are also distribution. So there are many subtleties are there, and not getting to all the nuances here, all those aspects would be important to consider in the book distribution effort. So I thought we'll split up into some little groups. I guess a few things that we'll mention here. We can grab some books, and some of you are going to be the book distributors, and some of you are going to be the potential candidates who are captured by a godless civilization.
Well, a practical way to do it, because a little space is that we make a space here, it will be like a little bit of a...
Maybe you're joining us with the 11 o'clock lecture, you're waiting to start the lecture.
No, they should take the kirtan. No, they're not.
You're not joining us? No. Okay, we'll start.
So, a few things they mentioned here that I learned, and getting them to stop type of thing. The getting them to stop type of thing is, most of these things are divine inspiration, really. But a general point, a technique that you will stop, are you from, let's say, Chicago, or let's say I'm distributing Naperville, are you from Naperville? Whether they say yes or no, it makes no difference. The idea is just to get them to stop moving their feet. If they don't stop moving their feet, it's going to be very difficult to distribute. You can't walk with them and so on. I mean, you have to get them to stop. When I was in the airport, the devotee who trained me, I realized Naperville, he used to, because people are in the airport, they have money and so on. So when they would be walking this way, he would point to the floor and say, "Sir, are you flying out?" And the person would think he dropped his wallet, because Rebaznan would point to the floor, so he would turn around to see if he dropped his wallet, and then when he turned back around, the book was in his hand. So I mean, we don't have to take to various, I used to think it was a little bit, I wouldn't do stuff like that, but it worked out for him a lot, The point I'm making is that the idea is that somehow or other you gotta get them to stop. So the very easiest way is just to ask them where they are, whether they say yes or no, and say, "Oh, good. This is for you." And I usually, what I would say is, this is a book on the science of yoga and self-realization. I don't like to say things like meditation or things that would be very much deceiving them. It should be an honest presentation of Krishna consciousness, not dishonest. Present the books from the merit of the books. So a very honest presentation, a very important point. Otherwise, you're dishonest, they go home and read it and say they've been cheated. Then that doesn't look good. So be honest about it, people will take them. So I say usually this is the one of the science of yoga and self-realization. Do you know what that means? You know, you heard of yoga before. Have you heard of self-realization? And like that, you have to get them to interact with you. If you're just speaking, you know, just like I'm sure many of you, as we're speaking, you will space out sometimes, right? It's like a nice little meditation, and you go off into, you know, your video game world or whatever it is that you're doing. So if you just speak, then no one's going to pay attention to you. You have to get them to interact with you, especially because they're highly passionate or ignorant. So you have to be able to interact. So then, do you know what that is? And they'll say yes or no, and then you explain it to them like that. Whether they say yes or no, don't take it seriously. They don't know anything. We already know the answer. They don't know. So then you explain it to them. That's another point is that you should put the book in their hand. That's a very important point. Otherwise, they once the book is in their hand, we're about to now Prabhu used to teach me like this. So once the book goes in their hand, then the Yoga Maya potency takes over. I don't know if that's a scriptural statement and such, but he would teach like that. Somehow it is quite mystical.
Prabhupada said even if they touch the book,
they're benefited.
even if they touch the book,
Yeah.
even if they read one word and touch the book.
Yeah, he used to tell me that even if they touch the book, they're benefited. But the Yoga Maya thing used to bewilder me. But it's true. It's like some mystic energy is there. And once they touch the book, it's like they're in your world that you can. But if you don't give them a chance to touch the book, there'll be less likely a chance you can, let's say, do something or interact with them. So these are the very basic, let's say, elements. And then what you're going to say to them, their presentation in of Krishna consciousness. Now, what you'll be able to present is going to depend on the Krishna consciousness you're bringing into the situation, which will be of various amounts. So therefore, the necessity to become more and more Krishna conscious to make a more cogent presentation. Cogent means succinct but compelling presentation. Not long-winded, roundabout, but cogent presentation. So what we're going to do here is, how many of you want to be the book distributors? We'll just make a few book distributors first, and no one wants to do, right? Okay, you want to be a book distributor? Who else wants to be? Okay, this person can be a book distributor. Okay, Rahul, you'll be a book distributor also. Who else wants to be? Yes, you want to be? Okay.
Can I be a distributee?
Okay. Yeah, everyone, okay, so you just be here. You can get some books. A few books. Okay, so,
Make a little space, guys, so there's this. Sit back and then.
I don't know exactly how I'm going to give you all a script. Okay, so come on, I'm going to whisper something here. So you're going to try to stop him and he's going to respond in a particular sort of way. You can be creative. Can you think in that way? Alright. Yeah. Okay. Come, you say you wanted to be. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. Do you practice these books? What is your practice? And then think. I'm just giving you a line. You have to think. Be creative. Be, you know, like a. Okay. Someone wants to be stopped. Wait, they're gonna stop you, and then I'm giving like a script that you have to.
Oh, like that name? Oh,
Remember?
what's your view on that?
You have to be creative though. Okay. Okay. One other person comes. Okay, calm.
That's so sad.
Okay.